There you go. Keep that on me. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to the production manager, and you're going to go to the Mutoh Value Cut 1300 tab, and you're going to find the file you're trying to cut. So for us, it's going to be the open door cap decal. All you'll do is right click on it, save as, and then hit save. So, and it's going to save it to the desktop. So it's already set to original job. You hit save. Pops it right here on the desktop. I'm going to minimize that. And I'm going to open up the Google Chrome browser. And I've already got this tab open up for jobs to cut. This is just a Google Drive folder that's linked to my Gmail account. So I'm just going to drag this, throw it in here. And it's already uploaded. So what we can do is come out here. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off because I really only need about maybe 3 inches minimum. So I'm just going to cut off some of this excess. And I'm always lining it up at this bottom corner point. It's the only registration mark that looks like this. And then any excess overlam that's on here, I want to cut that off because if not, it could stick to the edges of the plotter while it's moving back and forth. So I'm just taking my knife, cutting off some of this. And then we're going to go over here to the plotter. And I want my mark to be inside of these two rollers, pinch rollers. Because if it's on the outside here, I can't move it out further, but if it's on the outside, this sensor won't be able to get to it. Same thing with this. If this is on the outside of that, it won't be able to get to it. That's why we try and keep the widest cutting range at 48 inches. So they're both inside. And then a good way to make sure that this thing isn't crooked is if you take this edge, you've got all these ruler guides here. What I like to do is I'll line it up to whichever one. So I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to find that one. And you can see that it's right on the edge here. There's a lever down here that lowers these pinch rollers. So I'm just going to lower that. You'll hear it click. And then there's on this D-pad, you'll see this screen pop up. You're just going to push the down button. And it's going to do its thing and measure the material. Once that's done, we've got to position the sensor over top of the first crop mark. So you can do that with this D-pad. I can move it back, forward, left, right. So I want to move it down, and I want this right here to be over top of this right here. This is because your actual sensor beam or whatever it is right here. So if it's positioned right over here over top of it, that's exactly where it needs to be. So I'm just going to move this over. It's pretty close. I'm going to move it back some. And right there is exactly where it needs to be. Once you do that, just go ahead and hit enter to confirm the origin point. And then now we'll go over here to our laptop. I just opened up my Google Drive. Here's the cut file here that we want. We're just going to download it. Download anyways. Go ahead and hit keep. And just going to drag it to the desktop. And then now I'm going to go back into the production manager. I'm going to find my VC Value Cut 1300. And I'm going to go to File, Add Job. I'm going to find this on my desktop. It's right there. I try not to keep the desktop too cluttered so I don't have to sort through a bunch of stuff. Click Add. Shows up right there, and it always sends it to holding first. So I'm going to double click it, double click on the actual file. The screen pops up. That looks like what we're about to cut. So that's how you get an idea to make sure you got the right file. I'm going to click on this third tab called Cut. Sometimes it takes a second to pop up. And then I'm going to go down here to Edit. I prefer to have my force at probably about 90 on this, and then my speed, you could keep it at 72, but I like to slow it down a little bit and keep it at 50. You're going to hit apply, okay, and then send. And then you're going to see it start to do its thing here where it starts to line up the registration marks, and it'll go ahead and cut the file. That's pretty much it. And when it's done cutting, you'll just flip this lever in the back up. You want to walk around here and just take a peek at that? You'll flip this lever up to release the pinch roller so you can actually pull the material off. And that's it. Cool. Appreciate you, brother.